So it's been a little while since I've done a vlog and loads of people have been asking for one, so I thought why not give you a little taste. This is going to be a week in my new life as a full-time YouTuber, video maker, science communicator. Still not quite sure what to call myself. It's going well. So a few updates for those of you who might have missed them. One, I handed in my thesis and did my Viva and I've got my corrections to do. Hey! As a matter of fact, that is literally what I was doing this morning. I was working through my corrections on my theory chapter. Two, I made the decision to become a full-time science communicator, whatever I want to call myself, and it's been going very well. Basically, like, past couple of months when I've been kind of easing into doing this full-time have been really fun, actually. I'm really enjoying it. As hopefully you'll see in this video. That's probably too close. And three, I have moved back home for the time being. Basically, this is my kind of office studio. This is where I've been making everything. And this is a spare room in my parents' house where I am back for a couple of months because Pixel Girl and I are looking for a place to live together. But she's finishing off her PGCE, which means that she's living on her own. And basically, it's a couple of months. I don't mind living at home for a couple of months. It's rent-free, it's nice, you know. The other housemates are alright. I love my parents dearly, but I am looking forward to moving out. I've got the means to support living somewhere else. Like, I'm making enough money to not live at home. I'm just willing to wait until Pixel Girl and I get somewhere together. So, you know, short term. So what am I doing with my time at the moment? Well, every week's been completely different, really. This week, you're going to be seeing a lot of video making. There's 2 videos I want to get out this week, as well as making this vlog. There's also going to be me giving a talk at Bristol Uni, which is going to be... I need to write that. We're also going to be getting some treatment for this bad boy because I screwed up my legs. Kind of really hurt. We've got the podcast recording, we've got loads of editing, and actually I need to be editing right now. I'm behind on a video. So all day and for the past several days I've been working on this script on a history of pi. Pi Day is this Wednesday. It's currently Monday. I really need to film this tonight. When I shoot a video, this is my view. Well, I mean, like normally there'd be a camera, but you get the idea. Okay, it's currently just before 1 AM, which means now it's actually Tuesday. I'm about to shoot my Pi video. I wouldn't normally be shooting this late, but I've been working on the script. Kept revising it, basically. I think I'm happy with it now. Or as happy as I can be. I actually have just reached a point where I have to shoot. So, green screen behind me. I'm sure this footage won't get co-opted for any reason. And now it's time to film a video about a mathematical constant for 2 hours. Well, hopefully less, because I now have this tablet in front of me, which means hopefully it will take less time. We'll see.
2 hours later.
Oh my goodness, it's 3 AM. Finally done. Like, it's easier with the tablet, for sure, but it's a long video, so it takes a while. Incidentally, if you're interested in how I make these videos, every time I do a shoot, I try and do a behind the scenes on my Patreon lens. So like Instagram stories, but just for people who support me on Patreon. So there's a link to the Patreon down there in the description. If you'd like to support me, then yeah, I try and do behind the scenes stuff every day on that. Oh my God. I've got a day to edit this. Alright, now it's actually Tuesday, and it's before 9. I've been editing and getting the assembly ready of this History of Pi video. It's interesting to see just how tired I look in this footage. I was... wow. Well, I mean, it was early. Okay, so audio's been synced and cleaned up, removed the noise from it. I've also done the chroma key, so I've removed myself from the green screen background. Now I'm just going to be chopping together the video based on the script. So at this point, very crude, just getting the lines in the right place and identifying the best takes for each line. This is going to take a little while. Okay, so the assembly cut is now finished. I've put all the clips where I want them to be in the timeline. Now it's a question of fine-tuning it, getting the frames and transitions exactly right, and doing all the graphics and the sound. It's currently lunch. Productive morning, actually. Life at the moment is basically kind of 90% video editing, it feels like. Like, I'm not at a point as a YouTuber where I can afford to pay somebody else to do work for me. No, that is not a request for offers. It's very kind, but I still enjoy doing everything myself for now. But it means that a lot of what I do is actually quite similar to a PhD in that I'm just sat at a desk doing something quite mentally taxing, really, for way too many hours in the day. Like, I'm kind of stopping working at about 10 in the evening every day at the moment, which is, you know, quite long hours. Before, I'd kept all of the equipment up just in case I needed to film anything extra this morning. Fortunately, I didn't, but that's all now there, waiting to be used again. It's a little bit of a jungle. Also, there are still books strewn everywhere from when I did a video about my favourite physics books. And, oh, and I got this thing. So one of the things which happened in the New York trip, which I didn't actually show you because the footage was all completely silent, as I talked about in a previous vlog, I got this LA metric thing. Hang on, let me focus on it. There you go. So it's a smart clock. You can get it to display, hang on, I'm the focus of attention. Thank you. You can get it to display things like your Twitter followers, or the time, or, you know, it's a clock, or your YouTube subscribers, or in my case, that's the views on the video I've released most recently, which is, to me, more valuable information than my subscribers. So that's kind of nice to have in the background. Also next to my stolen Stormtrooper lamp. Quite a lot has happened recently, now I think of it, on the floor. Something that happened a long time ago, though, was I did some filming with the BBC for a series of videos on BBC Bite Size, which is the BBC's revision service. And they finally come out, like, well over a year later. So I have a vlog stored, which I need to quickly edit about that experience. They only came out yesterday. So that's something to come out. And that's where that lamp came from. I was offered it after I kind of took it. So it doesn't really count as stealing. Apparently this vlog is just me getting successively lower to the ground. The other thing that happened recently was I was on the news. For those of you that don't live in Western Europe, it got really, really cold here recently, and that's because of my research. A sudden stratospheric warming happened, which for those of you who've watched my PhD vlogs will know that was what I researched for 4 years. And so I'm kind of a world expert on the tropospheric impacts of sudden warmings, which is really weird to say. And as such, I got called up by Sky News. I did a live TV interview with them, and I also appeared in a special. I was interviewed by CNN. That was a little bit crazy. Like, I went into this vlog expecting that nothing happens in my life, but I think back, quite a lot has happened. What needs to happen now, though, is for me to finish this video today. Because it's Pi Day tomorrow, I have to get this finished today. But we're in a good position, though. After lunch, I finished up the assembly and did the fine-tuning and trimming and everything, and also did the colour correction, so tweaking what the camera took in and what you guys see in the end, adjusting colour temperature and the exposure, things like that. Now it's the really nitpicky going through and adding graphics and doing animations and adding text and then adding music. So it looks like 80% done, but it's probably only about 50% of the work so far. So I think tonight is also going to be a very late night. Good morning. My alarm just went off on my phone, and I know that it went off despite the fact that it's in the office because I haven't left the office. I worked all night. I actually pulled my first ever editing all-nighter. Whenever I've done it before, it's been for, like, work. I'm very tired. But this video is so nearly done. I'm at the point where I literally just need to do the final mix, add the music in, make sure everything's tweaked exactly right, and then export it. And then hope that there aren't any errors and that the computer actually, you know, works. Then upload and plug it on social media and collapse. It's a good plan.
1 hour later.
I just got to the end of doing the sound mixing and my computer's completely crashed. If I don't get this video out today, this morning, there would have been no point whatsoever in staying up all night. Turn on, yes. Are you kidding me? Now?
1 eternity later.
Oh my god. So, video is finished. That has been 36 hours of unbelievably stressful like intense effort. That's like the first thing I've done post-thesis, which has been insanely stressful. 36 hours from shooting to getting a complete educational video done that's like 17 minutes long. Except it's not out yet because bloody YouTube has uploaded it but not processed it. This normally takes like a couple of minutes after you upload. This has been about half an hour. So I'm re-uploading it just in case, but today's International Pi Day and every minute that goes by is like another minute of lost kind of attention. Not the best, is it? Still, to be honest, I'm just thrilled that it's actually, like, done. It will go out at some point, even if it's that re-upload, but, like, let's not do that again for a while, please. Okay, a slight change in title, and... Boom! Now I've just got to try and avoid checking my analytics obsessively. I did this before I was a full-time YouTuber, but I definitely do it more now. Oh, I know what I can do. Hang on. Time to update the video that this is tracking. Hey! Oh. That's a letdown. So it's a little bit later, it's about 9 in the evening, and I have actually relaxed a little bit. I've done the video, it's out, it's doing quite well, and people have been leaving lovely comments, so that's nice. This evening I've actually been working on a video that's going to be out in a few weeks, which is a really, really exciting collab. It's possibly the most I've ever been excited about a video. I won't ruin what it's going to be about, but this evening I interviewed a friend of mine that I met at Leeds, who is doing a PhD up there. And I interviewed him about his research, and that's all I will say. Oh, it's going to be so cool. So up until now, this whole vlog has been based in... My girlfriend's calling me. So far in this vlog, you've only seen the inside of this room, because I've been working on that Pi video pretty much for the entire week so far. Tomorrow, the studio isn't going to feature at all. Well, maybe a tiny bit. Basically, tomorrow we're going to go outside. Apparently there's a world out there. Look, there is a world out here. There's green, and there's grey and brown, and oh, there's a bit of blue sky. I'll be honest with you, my hometown of Keynsham, it's not the prettiest place in the world. It may not be the nicest place in the world, but it's nice to be outside and not be working on videos. Today, actually, I'm all over the place. Today's going to be quite an interesting day. So first of all, I'm recording an episode of my podcast, the Wikicast, which is, if you don't know, I have a podcast where my ex-housemate and I, Dan, click on random Wikipedia articles and talk about what we find. I'll leave a link down there.
If you were to have a sitcom made about your life, what would it be? It'd be like I'm imagining like the soft focus, like you're in focus as you walk into like the Apple store, and it's like, meet Daniel, the newest employee of the Apple store in Exeter. He's got a dark secret. I'm actually just a bunch of mice in a human suit.
Yeah, it's true.
And it zooms into your head, and it's just a bunch of mice.
There you go. Okay, cool. That's running.
Oh no. Take that bit out of the video.
Hi there. So, I'm currently out having my back had a look at by my friend Fliss. Say hi, Fliss.
Hey.
Would you describe yourself as a physiotherapist?
I'm
or
a sports therapist.
Sports therapist.
Yeah.
So I'm in a lot of pain. And I knackered my knees, basically. I did my knee. How did you describe my legs when you first did? Was it chronically tight?
Chronically tight, yeah.
Yeah, my legs were not happy bunnies. So we've done a little bit of physio to try and even out my kinks and also have a look at my back and, just try and hopefully get me running again. You said I could run next week, didn't you?
Yeah, you can try and give it a go. I mean, obviously we'll have to wait and see how the knee feels when you're running, but I think we have made sufficient progress that you can try running again.
Yay! This is why you've got this lovely view of my face. Because the rest of me is not fit for YouTube right now. I mean, the rest of me is not fit, full stop, but it's not fit for YouTube. Oh, bloody hell. And that's the end of the presentation.
That was the first time.
So what you missed was that I just gave a talk at Bristol Uni at the Physics Society, Chaos, and I'm joined by, we've got the moustache man here.
Hello.
That is, like, I'm not just being mean, that is his online name.
The
Because
one and only.
You're a massive Wikicast reader.
I am.
And you sent us a fan fiction, which we read today.
I did.
Spoilers. But I'm also joined, we've got some other people here. It's, I've vlogged for God knows how many years and I still don't know which way to point the camera. Basically at varying stages of fans of the vlog, as I understand it.
I am there.
Like literally, you were just like,
I saw when they're talking about this looks good.
oh, this guy makes YouTube videos.
Yeah.
But how would you
I thought it was
describe?
Brady Harron, but no.
No, apparently they are getting Brady. I was Brady's warm-up act. But how would you describe the talk? Was it good?
Scintillating.
Riveting.
It's motivating, definitely. I'm like, I hope this
Confusing when
motivation
you
I've
start-
gained stays with me.
Confusing when you start talking about PV.
Oh yeah, I probably that was a mistake. But yeah, I paid them to say that, so that's fine. I wore my To Do Calculate shirt, which I was told that other people were going to wear theirs.
I'm sorry, I didn't get a chance to go to Primark, so I didn't get a chance to make my own.
You will have to buy one when the merchandise comes out very soon. Oh yeah, plug. Wikicast merch. Man, doing all-nighters really takes it out of you. Like, I'm still feeling the effects today. This is 2 sleeps later. I just about feel like I've got caught up. I'm not gonna lie, one of the best things about managing my own time is that I can do this. Being a YouTuber definitely has its upsides. Alright mate, I've got to go to work. Right, so now that I'm up, I'll be honest with you, I really want nothing more than to take a day off and just spend all day watching Warhammer videos. But I have a podcast to edit, that's got to go out tomorrow, and there's also a mercifully nearly finished video that's going to go out this weekend as well. So I need to get on that. So I just finished editing the Wikicast. I was tempted to do a little bit in the vlog, but you've already seen a million time lapses of me editing. Or maybe you haven't. Maybe that would have been your first one, in which case, hi. But it'd be retreading old ground, and I thought maybe instead it would be more interesting to talk about how I learned to edit. I've never been taught how to do video editing. I actually did a tiny bit of it when I was a kid without even realising. When I made... I took computer classes when I was a kid. My parents sent me to WizKids in Bath, and so I spent like a Saturday morning every week doing a few computer things, and it was based on like Word and Excel. But there was one game where you would fly planes and complete missions, but in it was like a cinema mode, and that was the first time I edited anything. Was just like, it's just naturally these are the shots that you need in order to do this. And I remember I did this, and when the end of the session like came and my parents came to pick me up, they were like, you should see this. We didn't tell him how to do it. So I use Adobe Premiere to edit my vlogs and all my videos. I do very little in After Effects. See, funnily enough, that's After Effects just on top of Premiere. Well, it's the render. I'm rendering something from After Effects, which is the Wikicast, plug. But I use Premiere for the actual editing, and that's for both audio and video, which is why I thought I'd bring this up now. Apparently I'm quite unusual for editing my podcast in Premiere. Most people would use Audition, which is audio editing, but I don't know, I just find it much easier in Premiere. And I taught myself how to use Premiere in a very torturous process, because I got used to another bit of editing software, which was Sony Vegas. Sony Vegas is definitely underpowered compared to Premiere, but it was easier to pick up. And it was also cheaper. Like, it's a one-off cost, and then you don't have to pay like a monthly thing like you do with Premiere, which is definitely worth it, I think, if you're at my stage in being a creator. It's absolutely worth the money. But when I was starting, I didn't want to invest very much. So that's advice I give to people who are asked to, like, editing advice is don't feel you have to buy Premiere. It is really good software, and it means you can edit for probably anybody, because most people use either Final Cut or Premiere. But I started in Vegas, and I don't regret that. I thought it taught me the basics quite quickly, and it got to the point where I felt like I was brushing up against the ceiling of what you could even accomplish in Vegas. Whereas with Premiere, I'm not quite at that point yet. I don't know. There's some stuff now I am turned to After Effects, but yeah, Vegas was cool. And technically before that, I used iMovie. The first video on my channel wasn't even edited on a computer I owned. I borrowed a computer from Oxford University's computing department. I sat in the computing services for like pretty much a whole day one weekend, and I just edited that video. Not using software that I owned, because I don't have a Mac. That iMovie's pretty good actually if you want to do just basic stuff. But yeah, I currently use Premiere. I think it's really cool. I made that whole video actually about like how to edit vlogs, so I'll leave that in the description. I stand by my advice that I give there. I'd only be repeating it now. Have I got anything else to share? To be honest, the only other thing I'd add to that video is that I taught myself all of this by trial and error, and by following online tutorials for like, I want to make something, this is how far I can get on my own knowledge, and now I have to look up how to do this one thing. And then every time I got to that one thing, whatever that thing was, you know, and it would change every time, you expand your knowledge a little bit, and eventually I've got to this point now where I can pretty much edit anything. So yeah, if you want my breakthrough editing advice, try stuff, and if you don't know how to do it, Google it. Pretty much the same as learning to code in a programming language, to be honest. I'm really quite uncomfortably close. So something unexpected happened. Well, I say unexpected. Behind me is a girlfriend hiding behind her laptop. So she surprised me by turning up last night, and there was me trying to concentrate on work, and she was just typing on her laptop, going yum 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 yum. But apparently this is what you now do.
It's my topic.
And what does yum 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 mean?
Yum yum.
Yum yum. This shot is so wonky.
Is it still filming?
Yes, it's still filming. So you're teaching French, and you're teaching them to sound like animals.
You gonna blow my tongue?
Yeah, that's blurred. Or what I could do is cut out the blurring and only have your tongue unblurred.
No.
But it's already done now. It's too late.
My eyes aren't even in it.
Yeah, but all the same. Oh, you're just making my life more difficult now. For those of you who are new to the channel, this is Pixel Girl, who is a teacher, and so I have to be she has a secret identity, which is her, real identity, but this is Pixel Girl, the superhero.
It's not very secret, to be honest.
Yeah, it is.
Horrible!
Oh, please tell me I got that on film. So now Pixel Girl's here, unexpectedly. We're making use of her wonderful car, Blumpkin, to get her...
That's not his name!
It is, it's called Blumpkin! We're going into town, because we can. It's actually snowing. You might have seen earlier, it's actually snowing here because there's another mini beast from the east of Arctic weather, which I'd like to take credit for. That's kind of my research. But anyway, we didn't want to walk.
You didn't create this beast from the east. You just know what it is. This has nothing to do with your research.
It is everything to do with my research. When are you leaving? We're going into town to work. We're going to see the delights of Keynsham at 10 miles an hour. Sorry, people behind us. We're obeying the law. Obeying the law. Obeying the law. Behold the architectural delights of my hometown, which in this weather looks like a Soviet gulag. It's not the most prepossessing place in the world, it's got to be said. There are some nice bits to it. If you find them, let me know. Even the new stuff looks literally like a prison. Look at that. You've got snow in your hair. It looks like dandruff, but it's snow. Oh, I'm really close. And right now we're coming up to the epicenter. This is the room where it happens in Keynsham. This is, no exaggeration, the bustling center of town. This is it, guys. It really says something that people got excited when the Poundland opened. People were like, ooh! So to help Pixel Girl concentrate on work, because she is a very, very busy person, we've come to one of the most empty coffee shops in the West Country, which is very nice, it's got to be said. So we're going to be powering through some work, because we don't take weekends. I don't know, do people our age take weekends off? I think some people probably must do, but... we don't. We really should schedule some time off. For one night's snow, this is a lot.
So, we found him a useful job.
What do you mean? Vlogging's a useful job. What can I say except you're welcome?
Doing that.
Hello chaps, good morning. For your delectation and delight today, we have flick, crumble and bloodworms. garnished lightly with water.
Do something funny.
Well, I look like the way I do. So I've just had to say goodbye to Pixel Girl because she's got a lot of work to do, so she's going back off to Cambridge. But I kind of want to go sledging. It's -2 at the moment, and with the wind chill, it feels like -8. So time to wrap up warm.
Yeah, there we go.
Alright, so I've been sledging in quite a few years, and the last time it snowed here a few weeks ago, it was so horrible that nobody really wanted to go sledging then, because it was literally like blizzard conditions. Now though, it's not snowing, it's not windy, it's just not very much snow, so hopefully, basically there's a big hill near where I live, and we're gonna meet up with somebody and try and do some downhill action.
Whoa, whoa. God, this snow stuff's slippy. There he is. There's nonsense country. You promised there's nonsense. There it is. Oh yeah, it's gonna come here. Better economics, you know. Better access to education. Yeah, it's valid. But every so often, it does this. When the stars align, here's me, you know, my cocoa butter goodness. Not even proper snow.
What do you mean this isn't proper snow? What's this?
Legs out.
Alex, tell the audience about your PhD.
So, you know how cancer's really bad?
Yeah.
Well, my PhD's in cancer research. We're
you're trying to make cancer better?
No, we're anti-cancer.
Oh, right.
Yeah, sure. I always felt that was a bit ambiguous. Like with Fireman Sam, I didn't know if he was pro-fire or anti-fire. So I look at how we can use small proteins to target cancer. And I use computational biology and wet lab biochemistry to do that. It's pretty dank.
Which is how Alex and I know each other.
Dank.
So we both do science on YouTube. I'll leave a link to his channel.
Yeah, I haven't uploaded in a very long time because it's very difficult to rap about science when PhD makes you sad about science. Follow me on Twitter, you'll get some solid comedy.
I'll include a link as well.
Yeah, plug. Now go!
Tell you what, hang on, I want to have the camera for this one.
Yeah.
Oh boy. There's a reason I didn't bring my expensive camera on this.
I hit the rock! My prostate isn't in the pro state, if you know what I mean right now.
So that was really fun. I've changed into something a bit drier. Whilst I was out, I got an email confirming from my sponsor, which is brilliant.org, that I could release the most recent video. It's actually at Sequence. So the NASA video, which I'll leave a link to down there, just went live, which is a little different from stuff I've done before, but it's done really well, like release-wise. The numbers in the first, hour and nearly 2 hours is going to be about 6,000 views, which for me is quite a good release, really. I can take this one off. I had intended for that video to come out nearly a week ago, actually. I had edited it apart from the footage from the BBC, which was on a DVD. Everyone who went on that trip was given a DVD of the footage, and I just don't know where mine was. I thought it was here at home, because it's not the kind of thing you want to lose, just nowhere to be found. So I had to ask loads of people who were on the trip. Fortunately, it turns out loads of people had actually lost their discs, which I thought was quite sad. But turns out one person had digitized it and they had the files. So thank you so much. It was Joe, my friend Joe, who sorted that out for me. Thank you, Joe, so much. You're an absolute babe. And as soon as I got that file, it literally took all of 20 minutes to just put it in and tweak all the right little bits. So released better late than never, and actually it's doing pretty well. So it's Sunday evening. I'm now going to spend a couple of hours doing some editing, including editing this vlog that you're watching right now. I have to admit, I've really enjoyed vlogging this week. I think obviously doing the PhD, there was a point to making video blogs. This was the case of, this is what my life's like doing a PhD. If you have any questions, ask me. This is trying to make it more accessible to kids like me who never knew anyone with a PhD, and trying to show that anybody can do it. You don't have to be superhuman to do a PhD, thank God. But this time around, being a YouTuber, it's like, what was the point of the video? And up until certainly recently, my life wasn't interesting enough. I think you could argue it's not interesting enough now. My life wasn't interesting enough to make a vlog, other than this is me sat at a computer editing. Maybe like 1 hour, 2 hours a week, this is me filming, or this is me recording. Now things are shaping up that actually it's going to be kind of varied. There's going to be a few different things that I'm doing. So maybe I will give this a shot. This, hopefully, will be the first of a new series of weekly vlogs. Like, I really like the weekly vlog format. Tom Ridgewell, his last week series, which is excellent, and possibly, kind of partly inspired this return to me thinking about vlogging. So, let's give this a go. I'm probably going to regret saying this so much, but let's give this a go. I will continue vlogging next week, and if the response to this video is good and I enjoy doing it next week, then maybe let's see how long this can run for. Whilst you're down in the comments, also let me know what you thought about the video, what you'd like to see in a vlog about basically me being a science YouTuber. What stuff you'd find interesting. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, give it a share. What else can you do? Put it in a playlist? I get statistics on that. But yeah, the YouTuber spiel by now, right? Like, smash that like button, everyone. Genuinely though, thanks for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this, and let me know what you thought. Take care. See you next time.